You are listening to Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast with your host, Michael Peterson.
Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast, and today is November 13th, 2025, and isn't it an increasingly interesting time to be alive? If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, then head on over to hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the blog, and then make sure you check out the YouTube channel, youtube.com/hellocupcakeitsme. And make sure that you follow me on TikTok for TikTok Tuesdays and all the other social media platforms for everything else. And check out my book, Carpe Diem Scroto, 365 Daily Affirmations, found at www.cdsthebook.com. So, as of today, my book is 1 year old, and the very first copy of the publication I will have received on the 22nd. That's my author's copy, and then I made the I did all of the finalization or whatever, and then December 18th will be the 1 year mark for it being physically published. And there's a few typos in the book, but you know, considering all of the problems that I had with the editor and the fact that I ended up having to fire the editor and get my money back and everything else, that was just like, you know what, I don't care. The information's there. If people can't figure out like what I meant by one particular thing being misspelt, then fine, whatever. And Hello Cupcake, It's Me is celebrating its 14th year of being an operation and a brand. So yay anniversaries. Um, I started Hello Cupcake It's Me in 2009, and it's been going strong ever since. A few bumps in the road here and there, uh, multiple months of no activity on the blog, and then daily activity on the blog. And I'm still having that same kind of energy of like, oh, okay, I need to do XYZ. Like, when was the last time I updated the blog? Okay. But, Hello Cupcake It's Me has become so much more than I ever expected it to be. It originally started off as the blog, hellocupcakeitsme.com. And it started off with me just needing a space that I can vent on and talk about my struggles with depression and weight loss and living a low income lifestyle and everything else. And for the longest time, that's all it was. And then I had a content producer who I was working with that like kind of turned it into an informational hub all about diabetes and stuff like that at the time, and I was like really focused on getting my diabetic health under control. And then it just kind of went from that into a catch-all for my thoughts that I didn't want to post on Facebook or MySpace or any of the other places that were around at its inception. And yeah, I still have a MySpace account. Yeah, I still have a Live Journal account. Yeah, I still have like some of the old school accounts. Um, and do I update any of those? Not hardly at all. And I got my live journal back when I was in college in 2001, I believe it is. So yeah, it's been around for a few minutes, and I read back at some of the posts on there, and I'm just like, oh fuck, that's cringe as hell. But those were the musings of a 18, 19, 20 something year old who went from living in a small city to a big city to living it or going to college and everything that goes along with college life. So it's kind of interesting to have that kind of a historical record of who you were versus who you are, and just reconnecting with your past self like that. And I do the same exact thing with some of my YouTube videos. Like I look back at them at like the beginning when my camera quality was really shitty and I didn't have a good microphone system or whatever, and like was just extremely cringe and unhinged, and still reeling from moving from California and like working through my mental health problems and all that other stuff. And it was just like, it's good to be able to look back and just be like, wow, okay. um there's a lot from back then that I wish that I still had set up nowadays, and there's a lot of stuff that I look back at and like, how the hell did I ever function in that? But I guess that's the beauty of hindsight, is being able to see where you were and where you've come to. And even though there are a lot of just bumps in the road in my life currently, and things that I look around like, your past self would not have allowed this to happen. um just having to give myself grace, because as I've aged, so has my body, and I've matured and reverted in some ways also, and I'm still in the process of that spiritual, mental, physical journey of healing my past traumas and trying to fix those things which I didn't have control of over the time. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now in life, is just trying to focus on my mental health as well as my overall physical health, and eventually like tackling major issues with my physical health that I need to have taken care of. Like, as much as I absolutely hate going to the dentist, um, I've got to get my teeth repaired. I've got to start making the conscious decision that that is going to be a priority, no matter how scared I am, no matter how much it bothers me or how much pain I'm in afterwards or during, that the ends justify the means. However, it's very difficult for me to do all of that because, well, you got your brain screaming at you that you're going to be in pain, and then your anxiety goes up and your cortisol levels go up because you're in fight or flight mode, and it's just a whole thing. And, at 44, almost 45, and having pre-diabetic periodontal disease, I'm starting to think, would it be better just to get false teeth now? And then I don't have to worry about the toothaches and the teeth chipping and whatever else. But I also don't know what that looks like for me moving forward into the future after that happens, and how quickly that happens. Like, do they take all your teeth out and then, you know, give you a set of dentures right there on the spot? Do you have to wait 3 or 4 weeks to have of having no teeth? Like, there's a lot of what ifs and what comes next type questions that I really want to ask somebody who has dentures, but I really don't know how to approach it without it being kind of one of those like uh awkward moments. So but if you have dentures, how does eating change? Because with your regular teeth, you bite into an apple, you feel the apple, you feel it go in between your teeth, you feel it go into your gums, you have that like visceral experience. With having false teeth, it's like, do you feel anything, or do you just feel like the pressure of you biting into the apple, and then it's just like a mechanical chomping? And is it a natural chewing sensation, or is it more of a chomp chomp grind grind swallow type thing? So, there's a lot of things I gotta ask about that. But considering that I have as many teeth as I do, and my biological mom had really bad dental health, and my dad, due to his drug addiction and stuff, developed bad um, dental health. So I don't know, just one of those things that you got to kind of figure out and move on from there, I guess. Um, but for right now, I just need to focus on getting my fillings done, getting my restoration done, and getting the possible extraction done. And I'm really worried about the extraction because at this point there's two teeth that really need to be extracted. And ow, yeah, so there's a whole slew of things going on with that. Um what else is going on? Oh, yesterday I received my medal for my Day of the Dead challenge. I was only supposed to do 11.2K, and I ended up doing just over 30 miles. So I'm really excited about that, and have this beautiful heavy silver um, Day of the Dead sugar skull uh, pendant, medal, whatever you want to call it, that I have hanging up with my other medals that I've won. And I'm just like feeling really pretty damn good and proud of myself that it's taken a while to get to this place, but now that I have these individual like little challenges I can do, it's like, fuck yeah, bring it on, let's do this. And you really don't have any inkling of how much movement you do throughout your day and week or whatever until you're starting to track your mileage. And it's like, shit, I did 5 miles today. And then there's other days that it's like, oh, I've only done 855 steps today. That's pretty awesome. So there's a lot of wiggle room there, but it's just mainly getting into the habit of, okay, well, I just walked for 45 minutes, so let me put that into my little calculator thing and go from there. And with so many things just kind of going on, it's really giving me something to focus on, and it's giving me a goal to move toward. So I'm really happy with that. Um Also, there may be the probability of me holding a mental health symposium, or some kind of like community get together speech type situation. And I'm calling it Bridging Mind Hearts and Minds. And it's going to focus on depression. It's going to focus on bullying, both cyber and physical bullying of people of all ages. It's also going to focus on showmanship and, well, not showmanship. I mean, that that was such a horrible word. It's going to be focusing on like the self and understanding that you are doing the best you can with what you have available to you. And there's going to be some exercises, and also just like, just because you think something is a mental health issue, or um, that it's against whatever, does not make it so. And there's so much politics behind mental health, and it creates this horrendous stigma that has a very hard, like, it draws a very hard line in the sand. And people don't want to go get their they don't want to go get their problems looked at. They don't want to go talk to somebody because, oh, it's going to make me less than, or people are going to think I'm stupid or weak or gay or this or that. When, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to have feelings. Just because you are a heterosexual male or female doesn't mean that you cannot have feelings. And the differences between the heterosexual community and the gay queer community is not very broad, honestly. There's not even a crowbar separation. There's a lot of times just a thin separation of, like, well, my religion says XYZ, so I can't really be around you. And, there's a lot of people that have lost good people in their life because they chose spirituality over the kindness to somebody. So it's going to be interesting, and it's going to place me in the spotlight, and it's going to be me sharing a lot of my own personal history and my own personal details about my own mental health journey and how I got from point A to point B, and how that there's sometimes that I couldn't even do second to minute, minute to hour, hour to day, day to week type of movement. It was just very static, very in its place, and I need it to be more than that. And it's okay for me to put myself in the middle of the road. It's not okay for me to put somebody else in the middle of the road. And of course, anyone who volunteers will be getting some kind of like volunteer trophy or whatever, because, you know, a lot of times we just need that little validation of like, I did this, so here's my reward. And I also did a reward, I did a dedication pledge, um, that is, I took the no shame pledge, and I committed to doing my part to stop the stigma surrounding addiction and mental health challenges by empowering others while encouraging care, treatment, and recovery. And I did that through the SAFE project. And, you know, there have been times where I've had my own biases when somebody has come to me with a problem or an issue or whatever, that I have allowed that bias to be that touchstone versus putting the person first, putting their needs first, listening to understand, not listening to respond. And that whole golden thread of like, well, you may be doing this because you had this happen to you, or you may be doing that because you've experienced this, and so on and so forth. um but yeah, I think that it will be very interesting, And I was also thinking about having like 5 or 6 books printed up just for the occasion and kind of going from there. But yeah, I there's just a lot that I need to think of and try to figure all of that out. So, anyways, yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on with me right now is just focusing on my mental health, my physical health, and trying to just figure out where I exist in the world and who is in that world that I'm existing in, and do they belong to stay there, or should I like cut ties with them completely? And the younger version of me is like, fuck everyone. It's just you and you alone. Um, the older I get and the more mature that I become in my thinking, it's like, well, yeah, that person needs XYZ, and you know how to go about doing that. So here's that information. So because I struggled, you don't need to struggle. And we need to just go back to that kind of like gift giving, like give of your heart, give of your friendship, but do not just take and not give back. Don't just take the good, or yeah, only take the good but neglect the bad. We have to be there for each other. We saw that just recently with the government shutdown and SNAP benefits and all that other stuff. That that was, a horrible thing, but it was also beautiful in the fact that so many people came together and was just like, no, we got you. The fact that a person of color went into the hood and found 3 different drug dealers and was like, hey, what's up? I know this mom who could really use some formula this month, and they reached into their pockets faster than the church down the street did. So I was just like, you know what, I love this for them, and I love this reformation that we are witnessing. And some people would be like, well, it's an attack on God, it's a this, it's a that. And it's like, it how about it just being the fact that this is about a pair of shoes and not anything more so than that, like the mental gymnastics that people are going to, and the links that they're going to try to prove themselves right when they are so obviously wrong is just staggering. But anyways, guys, I think that's enough for today. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to put them in the comment section down below, or you can shoot me an email to hellocupcakeitsme@gmail.com. And I will see you in the Thursday video. Uh, until then, I will talk, or not Thursday, Saturday video. My bad. Until then, I will talk to you then. And remember, you are doing the best you can with what you have available to you. And in a world full of Karens, be somebody who cares in the world. Bye, guys.
Hey you! Tired of mental health books that feel like homework or therapy sessions in disguise? Carpe Diem Scroto is not that book. Written by author Michael Peterson, utilizing his own personal mental health journey, it's your daily dose of clarity, humor, and healing, designed to meet you exactly where you are. Whether you're sipping coffee in chaos or taking a quiet minute for yourself, this book gives you real, raw tools to reframe your day, your mindset, and your life. Unlike anything else on the market, Carpe Diem Scroto blends personal storytelling, practical mental health strategies, and a keep-it-real attitude that makes self-work feel like self-empowerment. Use it daily, share it with a friend, or grow at your own pace. Ready to reclaim your day with bite-sized brilliance? Head to www.cdsthebook.com to grab your copy or learn more.
Thank you so much for tuning in. You have been listening to Hello Cupcake, it's me, a podcast. With your host, Michael Peterson. Please make sure to check back often as new episodes are released bi-weekly. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to send a message to hellocupcakeitsme@gmail.com. And until next time, stay happy, safe, and keep doing the best you can with what you have been given.